Hello, my Stampin' friends. Welcome to another episode of Stampin' with Candice.com. I am Candice Anderson coming to you live from Hiram, Utah. And I am pretty sure everything is working correctly. So if you are here and joining me live, please give me a shout out and say hello. I'm going to do my best to try and see comments. It's supposed to be able to let me see them, but I know sometimes it doesn't. So hopefully you'll be able to join me, leave a comment, tell me where you're from. And yes, I'm excited to be here. I know I am going live on my channels as well, but I am on a special channel again tonight. I am doing the card a day in May, and today we are doing friendship cards. So I saw this technique by Anita Massario. I think that's how you say her name. I started following her on YouTube after I saw her card. She's from Australia, I believe. And I do remember this technique from years ago, but it's been a long time since I've seen it and done it. So thank you, Anita, for reminding me about this and giving me the opportunity to share. And thank you, Kevin, for inviting me back. And hopefully you've been watching everybody else. You've been playing along. And we're going to switch cameras and get started here. And I'm going to kind of show you what I'm doing. So I am using the Nature's Symphony stamp set. And I'm using the You Make Me Smile because, of course, this is a friendship card. And I thought that was perfect for a card to send to a friend. And this suite, if you look at it, it is it says to a great guy. It has a lot of stuff featured for male, but we're going to switch this up to the girl side here but use this saying. That's the word I'm looking for. And then this paper, if you have not got it yet or have had kind of been on the fence about getting it, it is one of the products of the month. So depending on where you're at, you can talk to your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, or if you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you should know this. But in the US, when you spend, I believe it's $75, you can get this for $5. Each month we have a new one that comes out, and each month you can only get one. So, and they're only available till while supplies last. So it comes with 3 sheets each of these designer papers. So this one is kind of a big mix of different flowers. And then we've got this kind of little checkered in fresh freesia. This one's really cool because it's the flowers again, but you can see that they're not by each other, so they're really easy to cut out. I've used this one a lot too. And then you have this fun little like polka dot in the new Peaceful Pine, and this uses a lot of the new in colors as well. And we're gonna stick these back behind all the pieces I've been using and move it out of the way here. So I want to show you a couple of things for this, and I'm going to be showing you 2 different techniques here. So the first thing I want to show you is when you're using this vellum. So there are 2 sides. You can see this one's lighter, this one's darker with the colors, but it's see-through. So depending on what background color you put with it, you can get kind of a different look with your card. This is the new Barely Blush. This one's Fresh Freesia. This is the new Hydrangea Hue. So you can get a totally different look for your card depending on what background you are going to use. And before we get started on this one here, I'm actually going to show you a cool technique with this one. So I am using my stylus, from my Simply Scored. So that's this little tool that comes here. However, if you don't have this one, You to do this first technique, you really want the Simply Scored. It's a lot easier. You could use your cut and scoring one, but it would be a lot more difficult. You can also use the Take Your Pick. I believe this is a separate one that you can buy, but it does have the small and the large end, just like this one. I prefer this one just because I don't have to keep turning this depending on which one I want, and I typically keep this one in my Take My Pick tool because I have this one. So we are going to use this one here first, and we are going to remember what I'm doing here. I am just going to use, it doesn't matter which one I'm using on here, but I'm going to score it at 1.5 right here. And the reason I'm doing that is because I just want to know how far of this I'm going to see. So this one is 2.5, and I'm scoring this one at 1.5. And then I'm going to turn this so it's a little bit easier. This is really fun. You can do this. You could mark every single one. You can skip a few. I'm going to actually go 1 and 1 right together, and then I am going to skip over to here and do 2 together. And then I'm going to skip 3 and do 2 together. So there's lots of different patterns and looks you can do. 1, 2, 3. Hopefully I'm not going to screw it up because I'm talking. 1, 2, 3. Should have done the every line. It would have been easier when I'm talking. But I want you to kind of see the different looks that you can get. And I will show you one of the other cards that I did a little bit different. All right. So when you're done with that, oh, this is really light and it's going to be hard to see, but you can kind of see that it gives you kind of a fun raised, and you can do the raised side or you can do the indented. I like the raised side, but get kind of a, see if I can get that to show up a little bit better for you. Maybe. There we go. It gives you kind of a wainscot look to it. We're going to move this out of the way. So here's one where, well, I'll bring this back in here and show you how I did this. I actually put it and lined it up like on the 1 inch and the 1 inch, and then I turned it and did it this way. So if you look really close, it has kind of a checkered, and I did every single line on this one. Again, kind of hard to see with that lighter color. Hopefully you can kind of see it there. But it's a fun way to add texture. I've done ones where I've just done a couple of lines to add into the card. But so now we have this on our card base. Now we're going to do our vellum. For the vellum, you're going to use our piercing mat. I always recommend getting 2 of these, one that you can use with a piercing tool and one that you can use for something like this or stamping on. The one thing that makes this a little bit easier is to put a piece of white paper, partly because it makes it easier to see what you're doing than when you have it on that gray, because like I said, you can see the color through it. And we're going to flip it over to the back side. Now, the first time I did this, I kind of went in big circles. Didn't work as well as I wanted it to. And so I did actually go back and watch Anita's video, and she made some really good points. So I'm going to share those with you. And what she did is she kind of followed the line of the petals, and I'm not going to trace the line here. So I'm going to try and bring this up here. So I don't want to outline it. What I want to do is I want to indent the center. And this, I was going to do part of it first, and I'm using the big end, but I found it's actually quite quick to do it. So I'm just kind of following the grain of the petal and pressing that in. Now be careful because you don't want to press too hard because you can break through the vellum. I've done that a time or two. I have found that the paper back behind it does help you not break through that quite as bad or as easy, I guess. And then I'm just going to kind of go in a little circle here in the center. And you can see I'm leaving a little bit of space, and that kind of is going to leave me a bit of an outline. I'm going to switch to my smaller end to kind of do these little flowers here. This is why I like this one, because I can just flip it easier. And I'm just going to kind of dot in on these. I'm going to flip this up here in a second so you can see. So you can see how that's popping up, and it kind of creates some of the white. You can kind of see, try and move the angle so you can see that one versus these that are really flat. I'm going to do one of these so you can kind of see, hopefully, the difference here. And you can see it's going kind of white on this back side, so it's really easy to see where you are going with what you're doing. And kind of go in the circle here. Okay, so hopefully you can see the difference on this flower versus this flower, how it's popped up. So this is the back side, and then the front you can see. And it has just this really cool feel, but you can kind of see the white peeking behind that because of pressing through on that. So we're just going to kind of finish these off here real quick. And again, I'm going with the same kind of direction as the petals on the flower. And I didn't do the leaves. I did do these on the ones I did. My first one, I did outline the leaves. I didn't really like the look of it as much, but I will show you kind of the different ones. And I did add a couple of other techniques to this, so I will show you here once we get this part all done. Again, you can see how quick and easy it is. And it doesn't matter what part of the vellum you use. I've used lots of the different parts of the flowers. Excuse me, and it looks so pretty. I'm going to switch back to my little one and do these little teeny flowers. Let's see, do we have any more? And a little circle, and this one. And I did cut this one 5 1/4 by 2 1/2. If you're trying to follow along exactly. And you don't have to do the ones clear to the edge if you don't want to. Completely up to you. So now we can kind of see that it's all finished. If we look at the end here, you can see it's kind of all a little bit bumpy. And that's the look that we're going for. Okay, so I wanted a little bit more on this, so I am going to use some of my new shimmer. And I've got the crisp cantaloupe, and I've got hydrangea hue. And so I'm just going to, and I'm only adding it to the dark parts on here. So I'm not really adding it to all of it. And on this one, we're going to add it to the dark around it, just adding a little bit of sparkle. Now, if you don't have these, or it doesn't match your color that you're doing, you can use, which we're going to in here in a second, you can use the, and I only have these 2 colors as of now. Got to buy the rest. But you can use a Wink of Stella, which we are going to use on our fresh freesia flowers here, the purple ones. All right, where's this one? Now, I want to show you so you can kind of see. The Wink of Stella has a lot more sparkle in it than the, we're going to add them to the center on these ones. than the shimmer ones do. So you'll be able to kind of see the difference, which I really liked on this because it allowed me to have these purple ones kind of sparkle a little bit more. I'm gonna lift that up, hopefully, so you can see the sparkle. Can you see the sparkle on those? And it really helps you to pop up and see that dimension in those. But if you look at these ones here where I did the shimmer versus the Wink of Stella, it's just a little bit different depending on what look you're going for. So kind of fun on that. Okay, so there's lots of ways you can put vellum down. I do like the Tombow just because I can put it on pretty thin. And when I put it down, I can press it and pretty much get the Tombow to, what's the word I'm looking for? Blend in, so that you don't see any of the glue marks behind it. So you have to do it pretty quick and smooth it to make sure that you get that, but that way you don't have the glue behind it. You can use other glues, but that one's my favorite. So my other cards, I actually did use the Hydrangea Hue, but this one I wanted to do the Berry Burst. And because I just think it's really pretty. And scissors, where did those go? If you're Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you may have seen this. If not, you may have heard this, but we're finally getting scissors back. They will be in the new online exclusives coming out. I'm not even sure what month, in like a month and a half, I think. Or you can sign up under your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and join the team, get the in colors, and you'll have access to the online exclusives. Oh, got that on the wrong side there. Early orders, and then you can get the pre-order and order them early. All right, so to finish this off, where's my paper? We're going to do this card base. And of course, any of the different card bases work. You can do this full size too. My other card, I did it full size instead of doing an outline on here. But I also like the look of the outline. And so where did my glue go? Sorry, I'm losing everything here, guys. But yeah, they have the promotion going on through the end of the month where you can get those in colors for free, or if you already have them, you can get additional product for free when you join Stampin' Up! And who doesn't want to join, because we have a whole heck of a lot of fun. All right, and then we're going to tie a quick little bow, and then I'm going to show you a fun trick for our sentiment here. And I will show you the other cards that I did in different colors. Okay, so I'm going to grab my Hydrangea Hue. If you haven't seen the new in color pads, there are new magnetic pads. Not sure how soon the rest of them will be going to them, but the new in colors are in them. So we're going to stamp on here like so, and then we're going to grab one of the new punches. But you'll see, number one, I didn't leave enough room, but this is way bigger than my punch. And so I am going to line it up here. So I'm getting this edge, and I'm going to punch that out. And then I'm going to grab a Post-it note, and I'm going to put it on the Post-it note. And then I'm going to stick it back in here, and I'm going to line it up and punch it this way. Hopefully it won't run away. And then I get a fun little type punch where it's curved on two sides and square on the other two. So I really just liked the look of that. And we're going to grab some dimensionals, maybe. and add some. I'm using the mini because I want it on either side of the ribbon here, and I just think the minis work better for that. And we'll add the "You Make Me Smile." And there we go. Quick, easy. Wish you could see this texture. There you go. A little bit better along the bottom. Okay, so here, this one here, so I used the Barely Blush here. This one, I did it straight on to the card. So I just cut this one here. You can kind of see maybe this one I went like a space and then two and a space and two. I wish you could see that. There we go. You can kind of see it. One extra thing I did on this one, I did use the new white marker, and I added a little bit of white in on those ones so they popped just a little bit more. So another fun technique that you can do. And this one here is on the white. You can kind of see the sparkle and dimension on that one as well. So lots of fun ideas that you can do. A super simple, easy card. Hopefully you enjoyed that and learned something new. I encourage you to try this fun little tool. Either use it from your take your pick with your mat, or use your scoring blade, simply scored, or the mat, so that you can try this on the vellum if you haven't got it yet. Definitely check it out and get it. We have a new one coming up here soon that is really cute. If you have not played along, feel free to go and do past challenges, do the new challenges. I think tomorrow is Just Because. If you haven't watched the other videos, go check them out. Lots of great fun ideas. Thank you again, Kevin, for allowing me to be on your page today on the group and inviting me. And I do go live on my page every Monday, so feel free to join me. This month I did it on Wednesdays because I had a conflict, but next month I will be going back to Mondays. So feel free to join me on my Facebook page or YouTube, and follow me on Instagram, and have a STEM-tastic night. And I hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye.